Whenever time is falling, you know the spirit of the artist starts to come alive until the day is dawning. You can throw out all the blues and hit the city lights, 'cause there's music in the air and lots of loving everywhere. So give me the night, give me the night. Give me the key action. A waste of dime, a glass of wine, a little late romance. It's a chain reaction. We'll see the people of the world coming out to dance, 'cause there's music in the air and lots of loving everywhere. So give me the night, give me the night. So come on out tonight, and we'll leave the others on a ride to paradise. And if you feel alright, then we can be lovers, 'cause I see that starlight look in your eyes. And don't you know we can fly? Just give me the night, give me the night. So come on out tonight, and we'll leave the others on the ride to paradise. And if you feel alright, then we can be lovers, 'cause I see that starlight in your eyes. Don't you know we can fly? And together we'll feel the rhythm of the evening picking us up high. Never mind the weather, we'll be dancing in the street until the morning light, 'cause there's music in the air and lots of loving everywhere. So give me the night, 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 give me the night. So give me the night.
And ladies and gentlemen, we are live. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Live Hour, YouTube's premier Off the Clock Appliance Repair Talk for Off the Clock Appliance Repair Techs. I'm your host with the most, Brother B, and you can be anywhere in the world, but you're here with me. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for another episode of Live Hour. Tonight's guest, ladies and gentlemen, we have a special episode that you don't want to miss. Ladies and gentlemen, marketing is a big factor in appliance repair. We do a lot to teach you the technical side of things. We do a lot to teach you how to disassemble these things, how to read and interpret the schematic of these things. But ladies and gentlemen, tonight we bring to you marketing expert Jaime from D Marketing. But I'm going to let him introduce himself, and I'm going to segue him in here shortly. But before we bring that fine individual on and we talk marketing and we talk AdWords, SEO, and the following, let's pay the bills here, ladies and gentlemen, and let's get into tonight's episode of Channel News. Ladies and gentlemen, it was complete. We completed our washer dryer repair class of 101. Ladies and gentlemen, it was a successful class. I would like to thank the fine folks who came down for 3 days. These fine folks learned theory, schematics. They learned troubleshooting from the board. They learned electronics, how to use a voltmeter. Ladies and gentlemen, these guys came in with absolutely no knowledge, and by the end of the class, they were putting the unit in diagnostic mode, test mode, retrieving error codes. As you see here, wiring and splicing. Ladies and gentlemen, in case you missed it, you missed a good one. But rest assured, ladies and gentlemen, we have another course coming up next month. Our most requested course, Sealed System, hands-on training. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are looking for the best refrigeration repair out there, please go on over to tmmacademics.com. Sign up. Financing is available. Financing is available. I believe you can pay the course off in 4 months. Again, go on over to tmmacademics.com/hands-on training. We will be having our next Sealed System hands-on training. And if you are a more novice and you want to get into a more basic introduction level, October 31st through November 4th, we will be holding our Intro to Appliance Repair class. Ladies and gentlemen, that's, in my opinion, our flagship class. In this 5-day course, we teach you all there is to know about appliance repair in the basic level. We teach you introduction to washers, introduction to dryers, introduction to range, introduction to refrigerators, schematics, electronics, electricity. Again, that is October 31st through November 4th. Price of that is $650 for the course. And again, financing is available. And then finally, ladies and gentlemen, if you're running slow, you need some work, your phone isn't ringing, please go on over. Email me. I'll leave my email in the link here. Email me for the 20 list of our warranty company, and that's for $99. We guarantee that you will get calls. Email me for more information on that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, with channel news out of the way, let's get into the meat and potatoes of tonight's show. I had the privilege and I had the honor of, again, teaching some fine men this week. And these gentlemen were nurses, what did this guy say he did? Coding, AC, truck driver, all these different careers. They come down to our academy, and you know, they're so far behind the 8 ball. They have to learn business. They have to learn technical. They have to learn disassembly, and they got to put it all together. And they don't have a lot of time to play around with this. So I said, you know what? I'm currently speaking to a marketing guru. I want to get him on the show because I feel like he's more of the authority here. And I want him to answer some of these questions. Okay? So tonight, ladies and gentlemen, this show is dedicated for the guy or gal who has marketing questions. Marketing questions in regards to AdWords, marketing questions in regards to how SEO works, pay-per-click, marketing questions in general, okay? I want to introduce you tonight to my good friend Jaime here. Jaime Ramirez, my good friend Jaime Ramirez, add him to the stream. Jaime, bienvenido al show. Welcome, my good friend. You could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with us. Welcome, Jaime. You got to talk, brother. Check your microphone. In the meantime, while Jaime is getting his audio here today, let me go ahead and read some of the comments here. I'd like to say good night to Maurice. Maurice, what's good, bro? Thank you for joining tonight's show. Arzu Enzu. That's my good friend right there. What's good, my guy? Abe Cochran. Abe Cochran was one of the attendees in this week's show. Abe, I want to thank you for flying down from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and thank you for taking our class. I hope that it lived up to your standards, and I hope me and Richard were able to help you, Abe. Juan, do you got your audio? Jaime, do you got your audio together? Guys, can I get an audio check? Can you guys hear me? Audio check, please. Oh boy, we can't be having this. Mic check. Can I get an audio check, please? Audio. Okay. It got to be on your end there. Okay, so while you're figuring that out, look, just why don't you close the window, close the window, jump back in, and there's a test button, Jaime. There's a test microphone button when you first log in. If I was you, I'd close it down and try to get back on. In the meantime, I'll read the comments here and talk to the folks. All right. Saul Flores. Saul. Oh, my good friend Saul. I'd like to thank the fine folks of Electrolux. And I'd also like to thank the fine folks of Marconi. Thank you. Thank you for the for the compliments. I appreciate it. Thank you. Michael Rawls, the gentleman in the evening of the group. Greg B, my brother from another mother. Okay, it gotta be you, Jaime. What's going on, brother? Maybe I didn't. Oh, let me see. Edit mic settings. Yeah, you all set over here, guys. I don't know what to tell you there, Jaime. Well, guys, listen. In the meantime, I'll tell you a quick story about Jaime here while he figures out what he got going on. So his brother came down to my course that we gave for sealed system, and while Lockring was there, his brother said, "Brandon, I want you to meet my brother. He's a marketing guru, and I want to get you to collaborate." So I told him, I said, "All right, pass me his information." So during that time, I'm gonna pull up a presentation that he gave me in regards to AdWords. I can hear you now. Whatever you're doing, talk. I hear you clicking, bro. Jaime, I hear you. Oh man, Jaime, you're falling apart, Jaime. You're falling apart, man. All right. In the meantime, let me. But I can hear you. You were clicking. There you go. We can hear you. Talk. Just move your lips. We hear you breathing.
I can't.
We hear you. Yeah.
All right.
Got you.
Yeah, I was actually trying to use my my AirPods, and apparently my AirPods are not working here. So sorry about that.
You almost killed my show, Jaime. Woo! Thank you for not
Sorry, Yeah,
Anyway,
I apologize for
Hyman, go
that.
ahead and
I was
introduce
trying
yourself.
to use my AirPods and they were not working for some reason. They're not connecting.
Let's go. Let's
So
let it roll. Introduce yourself, Hyman. Tell us who you are, where you from, and what you doing here tonight.
yeah, so thank you, brother B, for having me in your show. It's a privilege. It's an honor. Just a little bit about myself. I've been doing marketing for over 15 years. Started off as a graphic designer back in the days, mid to late 90s. Held a few roles in the creative director roles. Evolved more to the web design. By no means a developer, but more of the front end UI UX type of roles. And then fast forward to today, uh, for the past 10 years, I've been working as a director of marketing and, of course, launched my own agency. So everything between the creative aspect and marketing and everything in between, I've learned a thing or two throughout the years. So been there, done that for several companies out there in the Fortune 500 world, and also as a consultant and now as an agency owner.
Okay, so Hyman, you and I collaborated because of your brother.
Yes.
He said that you were a marketing genius. Now, Hyman, I'm gonna be real with you, man. We got YouTube's premier audience in here, and I will not lie to them. I will not lie to you. So I'm gonna be honest to both parties. I've been in this 10 years. You know how many sales pitches come across my screen in a day? You know how many guys promise me the world? You know how many guys tell me this and that? But you know why I gave you a chance? Because of this right here. You, sir, you actually put together for me a Google Ads opportunity forecast. Now,
Right.
this came about because I was honest with you. I said, Hyman, listen, I do appliance repair 9 to 5. I'm pretty good with calls. I teach, I mean, if I could twerk anything in my arsenal, it would be I would love just a particular set of calls to come in. So, can you offer me some sort of a forecast or a projection of what I can expect if I was to do AdWords? To my surprise, I said in my head, I'll be honest with you, Jaime, I said, this is where I'm going to lose the guy. This is where I won't hear from him no more. This is where, okay, nice to meet you. And he's out of here. But to my surprise, 1 week later, you emailed me and said, Brandon, I got numbers, I got data, and I got statistics. And I would like to present to you. I said, okay, you got my time. You got my attention. So you put together this forecast here. And in this forecast, you spoke about yourself, and I'll let you go over these slides better than I will. But I want to get to, and again, I want to say, ladies and gentlemen, this man tailor-made this. Okay, this wasn't cut out. This wasn't a template. He did this tailor-made. But what I really like about him, a lot of this is it looks nice and pretty, but when you get to this segment here, I started looking at the numbers and I said, uh-oh, we on to something. This guy knows what he's talking about now. And then when I started looking at the statistics, the maps, I started looking at the different keywords he would use and their prices. I told Mr. Hyman, I said, Hyman, I'm an LG lover. I love those compressor jobs. I want to do them 20 a day, please. Hyman, if I was to run a campaign of just LG or Samsung, what kind of information are we looking at? And to my behold, Hyman really put together the numbers. Put together the average monthly searches, put together a campaign structure for me, put together an actual budget, real numbers, real forecast,
Right.
real trajectory, and in different areas. Now, I know you could sell your product better than me, Hyman, but I gotta say, the only reason, let me look you in the eyes here. The only reason that you're on this show tonight, and I'm even entertaining this, is because of this level of professionalism. This level of
Thank you.
professionalism. You put my logo on the bottom, you put your logo on the bottom. I know you did your homework here. And because of that, Mr. Hyman, I want to welcome you to the show, home of YouTube's premier Off the Clock appliance repair talk for Off the Clock appliance repair techs. With that out the way, I have a large audience, and I bring them nothing but the best. So tonight, I want your expertise, I want your knowledge, and I want to pick at your brain.
Okay.
My channel, I ran a poll the other day. Okay, I want to show you who you're talking to tonight, your demographic.
Okay.
I ran a poll the other night about appliance repair business owners. How many technicians do we have? And in that poll, as soon as it decides to load here, in that poll I put 0 to 1. Okay, I'll show you the post that I put up here. I'll share my screen with you here. Bear with me as it loads. Because this is your demographic here, okay? So my question to my subscribers was, and this poll was taken how many days ago? I'd say maybe a week ago, Hyman. So when I did this poll, the question had 76 responses. 68% of my subscriber base is single tech operators. So tonight I wanna pick at your brain for that demographic, being that it's the largest. I'd like to know I'd like to know first off what my subscribers should do based on your experience as far as marketing, advice, and getting started in their business. And then, Jaime, I'd like your professional expertise on the lower, my next biggest demographic, which is guys that are waiting to get started. And then, Jaime, I have some multi-tier operators, 2 to 4, and in the comment section, I even have some guys say up to 25. So for larger marketing needs, Juan, I bring you on tonight's show to ask you, sir, first off, in your professional opinion, what can we do based on your experience as far as launching marketing advice? I want to pick at your brain. Where do we go from here? Marketing. Help me out, Jaime.
Yeah. First of all, thank you, Brother B, for again the opportunity to present to you that deck with some insight, some real numbers that you can actually execute on and really crystallize and materialize. Should you want to? One of the most important aspects of my agency is the fact that we're very transparent. We're no BS, right? Been there, done that across the board from the corporate world. I've seen a lot, right? So I'm transferring that now to my agency, and everything that I learned throughout the years, throughout my career, all those levers that I know how to pull and the dials that I know how to turn to really bring it into an appliance repair industry that can really capitalize on that. So thank you for the opportunity again for me to present that to you. Very professional. And I think is a good segue to answer your question is perception, right? I want to present my agency. I want to present my business as professional as possible because that builds trust. if I take the time, whether you're a single tech or starting out, or you have 20 techs under your belt, you need to take your business very, very serious, because your perception, the time that you take to really convey your brand out there, whether it's, again, a single tech, make sure that you have your business cards, if that's something that you utilize, the way you dress, the way you present yourself, the way that you communicate. It's very, very important to really build your brand, regardless of what level you're in. So that's kind of the foundation, and that's what I would recommend is, making sure that present yourself. And if you're one tech, present yourself as a big company, if that's what you really want to convey, and people will take you on for that. Because if you take the time and you take your business serious, where you're presenting yourself as professional as possible, then that says a lot about you and how you're going to service me as your client. So laying that foundation is critical, regardless of if you do pay per click, if you do any other type of marketing, right? You can do everything in terms of marketing, but if you're really not as professional as you say you are, and when presenting yourself to your clients, then you're shooting yourself in the foot. So to answer your question, Brother B, I believe that the initial stages and starting out, laying that, professionalism and showing that you care, because if you show that you care enough for your business, you're going to care about my washer, my dryer, my refrigerator, and so on.
Jaime, a guy or gal, let's speak to my second biggest demographic, and we'll move into the first one. The guy or gal who's watching this and hasn't even started nothing. He or she is just simply interested in entering the appliance repair arena. They want to begin their own business. This roadmap can take them down a million different avenues. What would be the first avenue you tell them to go down? And can de-marketing help my subscriber base with that demand?
Yeah, that's a really interesting question, Brandon. And what I would recommend and suggest is know your market. You're starting out, you really want to start, number one, in your backyard, right? A lot of times we have this huge, big picture, big goals, right? And that's okay. But starting in your backyard, in your city, in your town, right? It's going to be the foundation that you're going to be able to build, for bigger things, right? Laying that foundation is going to dictate the course of action that later on is going to drive you to bigger things. So knowing your market, knowing your competitors is critical, because if you're just entering or contemplating the thought of entering a new market, you have to think about that there's a lot of other brands out there in techs that may be 5 years ahead or maybe 10 years ahead. And one of the most important things is, how are you going to set yourself apart? Because everyone, is offering the same service. And that's one of the things that I've really used as an example is my agency, right? My agency, we've done things slightly different, and I can tell you more about it. But it's everyone does Facebook ads, everybody does SEO, Google ads, website, and we've come up with a unique strategy that will allow small businesses to get 3 to 6 service calls per month, month in, month out, without having to spend, Facebook ads or having a budget for Google ads. And again, we can always touch on a little bit more on that strategy, but that's really what's setting me apart in the marketing realm. So that's something that you need to consider when launching your new product, when going to market. Is, okay, everyone is fixing and doing appliance repair. How am I going to set myself apart? Why should anyone care of doing business with me rather than with my competitor.
I want to talk about the importance of social media marketing. You mentioned fake, and the reason is because Hyman, the guy or gal who is just starting, their budget may not afford them a professional company like yourself. So to help them, what kind of social media platforms, tactics, strategies should they employ when first starting their business? And if a guy or gal's been doing this already and perhaps are not employing these strategies, what would you say to them, sir?
I mean, social media, I mean, it's like beating a horse now. We know that social media is a powerful tool today more than ever. It's a free platform that allows you to really connect with your ideal audience. And I'm not going to talk about, the paid aspect of it, but more of the organic. And if you're starting out, you need to go out there and create yourself a social media account, specifically a Facebook, Instagram, and start posting content. Start posting about your knowledge about appliance repair, and really start building that community to start setting yourself up as a subject matter expert. Now, with that, people are gonna come, people are gonna trust you. Again, people are going to gravitate and be predispositioned to buy from you and really start making that emotional connection with you and saying, oh man, this brother B, man, he knows what he's talking about. Look what he's posting. So you're creating your brand, and that's critical. You need to start somewhere, and a social media platform is the best way to really capitalize on some of your target audience initially.
Hyman, tonight's not about me. It's not. It's about my audience and D Marketing, digital marketing group. Tonight is about pairing the two to help one another. But I want to say my own piece on what you just said. I want to elaborate on that. Jaime, you just met me maybe a month ago, but Jaime, I've been doing this same thing you see here for 5 years. When I began recording out of my car. And then I started a little makeshift studio and this and that and bam, bam, bam. Before you knew it, I started a virtual training. Before you knew it, but I offered years of free, countless nights I gave up of mine, offering free, God, Lord knows the subject matter, I spoke about it. Mm-hmm. And then after all these years, finally, I started getting customers to come to me. So I will say that I'm a testament to that. You looking at testament to it. And I'll say that whoever's watching this, it's not an overnight elixir. It doesn't happen overnight. It's a real marathon. And you got to get up every day and do it. But it will flourish. It will blossom and it will flourish. So, Jaime, just to summarize what you're saying, to the guy or girl who's just starting, yeah, you may have to put up a lot of posts. Post a lot of Instagram. Every time you do a customer, record a testimonial about them. Explain the repair you did. Become the authority. You have to set yourself apart. Great point there, Jaime. Okay, Jaime, let's move to a second question now. Now I want to talk to my second largest demographic, which is the single man operator. This is the $1 million question here. Brother B, Jaime, I got one guy and I want to grow this thing.
Okay.
Before you tell me the answer, Jaime, I want to add my little caution to whoever is asking that. When you grow this thing, have the capacity to control it. Because I grew it a few times and it fell apart due to my lack of knowledge on how to control the expansion of an organization. So, Hyman, my question to you tonight is the following, sir. 68% of my audience says that they're one-man shows. I'm sure some of them are okay with it, but I'm sure there's another portion that says, no, I want to get a second, a third guy. What would you say now is the best way for them to go about it organically? And now I need digital marketing group's help. I need one of these. I need for you to sit down with me with your 15 years of experience working with major brands. I need to understand. I need to know where are we going with this meeting you and I are gonna have.
Yeah.
What do you tell my second largest demographic? How are we gonna go about this?
Yeah, absolutely. One of the main objectives would be to build a strategy. If one of the analogies that I tend to give is, you're going on a road trip, you know where you're at home, and you're going to take a road trip somewhere, and you know which roads you're going to take, which stops you're going to do to get to that end point. And it's very critical to make sure that you build a strategy around where you're at today and how you're going to get there, knowing that there may be some stops along the way that you're going to do sightseeing and things like that, but you might get a flat tire, or so on. You're going to get some setbacks here and there, but having a plan is going to be very, very critical. Knowing where you're at and where you're going is going to dictate, and it's going to give you a clear picture on how you're going to get there and what tactics you're going to be using to be able to acquire enough business. Right, I'm going to need 10 service calls a month, and with those 10 service calls a month, I'm going to need one tech or two additional techs. Right, knowing that and how you're going to get there is going to be very, very critical. And that's something that, before we start with any type of, recommendation with social, with paid ads, with, the website, all that good stuff, because all of that is good. And those are tools. We're going to really dive into the strategy and tactics on what we're going to be able to do. Look at our competition out there, because I'm sure that there will be some competition out there. People, like I said previously, people that have 5 years or 10 years ahead that may have 3 or 4 or 5 techs ahead of you. How are you going to start eating away at that market share? And that's what we do. We put a very simple, straightforward, actionable, what we call SMART goals, right? They're very, very specific. They're measurable, they're attainable, and they're time relevant to your business and what you want to accomplish, and they're time bound. So we're going to do this and that in this amount of time, and this is the outcome that we're going to be able to have. So having that is really going to drive those going from 1 tech to 2 techs to 3 or 4 and 5 and so on.
Okay, now let me ask you another question. The larger groups, guys or gals that may be looking at different territories. My business partner, Richard Zilka, shout out to you if you're watching, bro. He has 25 technicians in like 7 different counties. Does Digital Marketing Group work across the 50 states? Can you guys help me no matter where I'm at in the country? And what are your services exactly? Let's talk briefly before the show's over. I want to get into AdWords, pros and cons. I want to talk about pay-per-click. I want to talk a little bit about these different things and these services that you guys offer. So go ahead and break down the differences between them. Do you offer them, and do they work across the 50 states?
Yes, we do. I mean, just to your initial question with, larger brands, larger companies that have, more techs and, have a larger market share, we can work with any size company, right? From trying to get you, off the ground and started to maybe you already have a very strong footprint in the marketplace and just want to continue to dominate maybe optimize some of your budget if you're already doing, Google ads or social media ads, and you want to optimize and you want to make sure that you're capitalizing the most out of your budget, right? There's always opportunity to really optimize and be very strategic when it comes to ad spend, right? And we looked at it. We looked at that with what we created for you, Brandon. Is like, look, you told us, hey, I want to reach 30-mile radius, and we actually came back and say, look, 30-mile radius is kind of broad. Let's make sure that we're optimizing for specific cities that we know that the higher end community, more affluent community is going to have one of these higher end refrigerators, rather than blowing our budget in those that are not the best fit. So making sure that we're optimizing with the proper copy, the proper creative, and making sure that we do audience lookalikes, and making sure that we're really, really honing down on the audience that is more likely to convert. So whether you're starting out or if you already have a strong footprint, we can definitely look at your account, review it. And if you're doing good and if you're there, hey, by all means, we're not going to try to reinvent. If we can help you and we see opportunity that you're leaving in the table, we're going to bring that up as well.
Okay. What exactly is pay-per-click?
So pay-per-click is pretty much, you're paying to be at the top of, the search engine page result. That's in a nutshell. Essentially, that's what it is. You're paying your way, buying visitors, to visit your, buying clicks or visits to your website, essentially, rather than attempting to earn it through, organic visits. So you're just paying, in this case, Google, to make sure that you're at the top. But what's interesting about that, Brother B, is that you and who knows, thousands of others are probably competing for those same keywords, right? That you're trying to rank for. So it's very competitive, and that's where a unique strategy based on your goals and objectives would come in.
What's AdWords?
So AdWords is the platform that it's owned by Google. It's correlated with pay-per-click. It's very, it's kind of synonymous. And Google Ads operates on a pay-per-click a model, pretty much. So when you're when you're doing pay-per-click and using the AdWords platform to deliver, because you have Facebook ads, right? And it's very similar. You're paying per click on Facebook as well. So AdWords is the Google Ads platform.
I want to read some comments in here. I got a comment from a gentleman, Ashroyer 86. His comment says, pay-per-click is unaffordable. To this, you say what, sir?
It can be. It can be if you don't know, if you don't have a strategy in place, if you have someone that it's not managing it correctly, you can blow off thousands of dollars very, very easily. So, to a certain degree, he's right. But, it has to do more with the keyword selection, the competition, the competitive advantage that you have, the creative, the message. I mean, it's not like just one thing. It's a series of things, right? There's different pieces of the puzzle that need to come together for that pay-per-click, for that AdWords to really be optimized and work for you.
I got another question from Saul Flores. He says, do you recommend business owners to join certified identities like their Chamber of Commerce and bridge them to their website? Will this help certify yourself with Google? Your response.
Yes. The short answer is yes. So typically these like the Chamber of Commerce and different associations, typically for the most part they're very high in authority. And the reason why is because they're always putting out content, and Google sees them as a high authority. So having an optimized, listing there with a link back to your website really, lights up the bulb for Google and says, okay, that's a unique link, that's a high authority link, we're going to give that some credit, and it helps. So when looking at SEO and looking at what Google sees, it's not just one thing, it's a series of things, with the backlinking, with so many things that go into optimizing the website as well, from off page and on page as well.
Okay. Thank you guys for the comments. Thank you for the questions. Okay, Hyman, listen to me now. Listen, I'm going to remove you from the screen for 1 minute. I'm going to talk alone to my audience. Guys, this gentleman here, before we went online, he really emphasized on the importance of providing value to the audience. It's hard for me to extract his services, but trust me, I showed you the forecast he did tonight, just on an AdWords campaign at a minute, and he provided this to me free of cost. I'm not saying that the guy's sliced bread, but at a minimum, I was able to at least answer some questions. I was able to get pointed in the right direction. So now I'm going to bring him back in. Where's he at? Hyman, listen to me, bro. Now's your time to put the free charitable Mother Teresa stuff to the curb, okay? I got one more question that came in, and then after I read you this one question, I need to finish the show about your group. What do you guys do? How do we get a hold of you? Put the information in the comment section. Now I want to see your selling skills. I want to know, you've given out a lot of free game tonight. The least I can do is thank you for your time and offer you a platform to describe your services in detail. Your services, how can we reach you, and a little bit more about your firm. But let me read this final question and then we'll segue out. Okay, NYC Construction Life says, how about a one-man show in a metro area where it's flooded with appliance repair businesses? Wow, that guy had the $1 million question of the night. Why did I not think of that? NYC Construction Life, if you're looking for part-time pro bono work in podcasting, please email me. We're looking for freelance interviewers. Jaime, to NYC Construction Life, you say what, sir?
Yeah, that's definitely a challenge. By no means. One of the things that I like to do, and one of the things that really sets us apart is, we're not going to BS you, right? We're a no BS marketing agency. If it's a challenge, it's a challenge. We call things as they are, right? And to answer the question, there's a challenge there. However, there's also opportunity. One of the things that I like to highlight is, from my past experience, is when everyone is flooded and doing a particular service, in this case appliance repair service, that's your opportunity to look the other way and see what it's not doing. What are your competitors? Go look at their reviews, see how their reviews are, look where they're falling short. A lot of times I hear, hey, I called this appliance repair company and they didn't answer the phone, or they took 2 days to get back to me. If you notice these little things that a lot of people take for granted for whatever reason, you can capitalize on that, and you can set yourself apart from, you know, everyone else, right? So it's really looking for those opportunities, those little holes that people are not filling, that you could do a better job. And it's not going to happen overnight. It takes time. It takes time to build a brand. It takes time to get yourself out there, but you need to be very intentional about doing things different. Nowadays, everybody's a marketing guru. Everybody's a marketing expert. You know what? We don't consider, even though we may be, we don't promote it that way. The way that we promote is, hey, you want results, we'll get you results. Then you can determine if we're the experts or gurus or not. We let that to you. Not, we're not self-proclaimed gurus or experts. So that's something that we've been, over time, we've been trying to condition, you know, our customers and our clients, that's how we work, right? At the end of the day, the bottom line is results, and we're a result-driven agency.
Let's finish strong. Now's your segue. Go ahead, salesman. Tell us who did marketing.
No,
Put the
yeah,
information in the comment section before you forget, and tell
yeah.
it. Finish strong. You got 5 minutes. Go ahead.
So here I'm sharing a link there in the comment section. Anyone that needs to talk about you know, what they're doing right now, making sure that, hey, I'm running Google ads, can you review this for me? Hey, I'm using Facebook ads, can you take a look at my account? We'll be more than happy to, and provide some insight, provide some direction, say, hey, you're doing this, you're doing a good job here, this is where you're falling short, this is opportunity for you. We can help you in that regards as well. Again, one of the most important things is, if whether you're starting out, whether you have you know, 20 texts, no matter what, we can help you start from ground zero, or really optimize everything that you have going on. And if you need anything specific that we identify that you're lacking, or you're leaving money in the table, then we can address that should you want to. Now, the other thing that I want to really highlight is that we can help you, whether, you know, you are starting out or have a ton of text. You know, we can help you get 3 to 4 or even 6 new service calls, you know, without having to run Facebook ads or pay-per-click campaigns or Google Ads campaigns.
Jaime, I put your information there in the comment section. But listen, I gotta. Do you guys build websites?
Yes, we do. We do. As a matter of fact, we're ready to launch a new appliance repair website in the next next week. We've actually did a soft launch. We're optimizing it for local SEO because this particular client had a website. We optimized it. We changed a few things. We didn't really have to start from scratch, but we're actually doing a few adjustments to make sure that, again, his website is visible to Google and visible to his target audience.
Final question of the night comes from Saul. Are you gonna offer? Let me zoom in so you can see my eyes. Are you gonna offer my viewers deals, bro?
Oh yeah, absolutely. We do.
They gotta mention that they saw you on the channel, right?
No, absolutely, absolutely. By all means. Again, we can do, and I'm offering, and once you fill out that form there, then that'll give me some information to be able to connect with you and follow up with you and really understand your business, right? And then we can provide a free strategy session that is going to highlight the things that you're falling short, that you're doing good, some actionable items that you can use us or take it with someone else and use another agency, we'd be more than happy to. But if you're already working with an agency, you can say, hey, look, I came across this and I have this tangible action item. Why aren't we do this? So you can actually put them to the test.
Brother, I want to thank you for being on the show tonight. I know you could have been anywhere in the world, but you was here with me.
I appreciate it.
I also want to thank YouTube's Premier's audience. Only the finest subscribe to this channel. The best appliance repair technicians subscribe right here, TMM Appliance Network. I want to thank y'all, all the live guys. I want to thank the guys that are viewing this in the future. Finally, one more time, please let us know how we can reach you. Jaime, finish strong. How can we catch up with you?
Yeah, you could go to dmarketinggroup.com/schedule, and that's going to take you to a form where we're going to ask you just like 4 or 5 questions about you, your business, your city of service. And then again, that'll give us at least some preliminary information so we can reach back out to you and give you that free strategy session that, again, we can execute for you or take it somewhere. You can execute it if you have an in-house marketing team. You can do that as well. So we just want to make sure that you're crossing all the T's and dotting all the I's, and make sure that you're on the right path.
All right. Jaime, thank you for your time. I want to let you know that your time was not in vain with me when you did that. I know that at the time I didn't go ahead and proceed with the AdWord campaign, but you answered a lot of my questions, and you now left me an outlet that if I decide to do this, I have to have the capacity to take on this new avalanche of calls. Again, I warn my audience, be careful what you ask for. Have the capacity to handle the calls. But before all of that, I want to thank you again, Jaime. I want to thank you, YouTube's Premier audience. Put the website in your community post. Again, here it is, guys. If you wanna see Mr. Jaime and Digital Marketing Group. Again, Jaime, I want to thank you for being here tonight. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you was here with me. Thank you, Jaime. Okay.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, everyone, for having me. I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you, Jaime. All right, guys. Thank y'all for having Jaime here. Guys, I want to thank y'all for being on tonight's show. Again, always providing new content. I'm not the marketing expert, the business expert. So, I bring y'all what I can, and I want to thank y'all for being a part of the show. Guys, don't forget, before I leave, again, I want to thank tonight's show. Brother Hyman, thank him. Again, guys, don't forget, October 10th through the 14th, we offer financing. $500 for 4 months. That gets you in the door. Again, if you're going to attend the class, you have till Monday to let me know. Because if that's for the lodging. After Monday, I can't promise any lodging accommodations. So any last minute signups, you're going to have to find lodging on your own. I'm sorry. So you have till Monday. But guys, you want to get in the door October 10th through the 14th. Sealed system hands-on training. And for the more novice technicians, intro to appliance repair. That's October 31st through November 4th. Again, we offer financing. For the guy or gal that's running their business and they're slow, please sign up with our 20 group of warranty sign-up groups. Email me. I will provide that link to you. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank y'all for another show. Please hit the like button. Love, peace, harmony.